All right. Appreciate you guys taking the time out. It's Thursday, April 9th. We got some big stuff coming up. I'll let Brian go ahead and do the finances first before we get into all that.
Okay. Uh, Over the last week, we had e-check clear. I think I mentioned last time from or in the email last time from Vincent Finzola, which is a guy I know, Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
That came through, which we got 2397 of. We got the what come through as a school factory donation from Rich,
Mm-hmm.
uh, 4342, and then we had a $400 cash donation.
Oh, wow. Who did that?
That would be Rick.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, had a bonus come through, so decided to give some.
Nice, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, figured we could decide on what to do with it.
Yeah, that it at least in the short term, until we come up with what we want to do with it, that gives us a good cushion in the bank.
Yep, definitely.
And then your Patrick's founders levels dues was just paid, and I was entering it into the spreadsheet right now.
All right. Well, definitely we've got quite a few things coming up here. We've got Loda Art Walk tomorrow, um, and that'll be from 6 to 9 p.m. I'll be there. I'm not sure what time. I'm going to be doing the hackathon with RSI over at Cafe 615 tomorrow. So that's kind of exciting. Sandy Stimson's going to be there. It's going to have a board member from RSI and one of the programmers up at TK are all going to be there as judges. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be really interesting. They have 8 teams competing, which is pretty awesome. So I'm really excited about that. As soon as that's over, I will be heading over to the makerspace and everything. Um, we also have Dana's got a 3D printing workshop coming up on April 16th, and that's going to be a Thursday as well, and that's going to be from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then on April 20th, we will have Retro Game Night, which is going to be hopefully a lot of fun as well. So that's what we got for events going on. Project-wise, I went ahead and purchased a video security system for the space and for the Delta Bike project. I had a terrible time. Those cameras were just really poor quality. They quit booting up on the bench, and they would randomly work and then not work and all that kind of stuff. So I went ahead and got an actual video security system. It has 8 cameras. It's got 4 outdoor cameras and 4 indoor cameras, and that should be being delivered, I think, on Saturday, and then I may go down to the space and we'll see. I may do it. I probably end up doing it Monday, trying to get at least one or two cameras hooked up, especially internal cameras. But I'm gonna get with Jeff. I think it comes with a DVR, so we're gonna probably hook up the DVR. I was thinking actually building like a box and either attaching it to the underside or just leaving it on top of the bench out in the main area, just so that we would have access. Both Jeff and us would have access to the camera system. It also has an Android QR code you can scan that will automatically download an app and then connect you up to the camera system so that you'll be able to receive video updates that way as well. So that's pretty much it for me. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to talk about?
Now, what's the status of the 3D printer?
Yeah, so I went and did a bunch of research online, and it looks like so. What happens is it's a pretty well-known problem. It goes all the way back to the original MakerBot, the replicator, or not the replicator.
Cupcake?
What was the one that was the first sort of cube-looking one? Was that the
Thingomatic?
Thingomatic? That's what it is. Yeah, so it goes all the way back to the Thingomatic. What happens is the resistance at the connection with the bed going up and down eventually starts to heat up and melt that Molex connector. And so there's a couple different things we could do. I was trying to find, let me see if I have one here. I've got the male connector here. I was trying to see if I had a female connector for it. Let's see, I can't find one. Oh, there we go.
Well, based on that picture that you sent, and it looks a lot like the old AT style power connector from old AT motherboard and power supply.
Yeah, it really does, but I haven't been able to find anything that would
I
connect.
probably have some old AT power supplies we can rob the connector from.
Well, if you've got one, that'd be great. I'd like to try and replace it with what's currently on there if we could. If not, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is what's called a Dean's connector. This is for RC, and it basically has connectors on both sides. And then you got your positive, which is the vertical, and then the negative, which is the horizontal. The nice thing about these is they're really, really high. If you do any kind of electronic RC stuff now, they generate a tremendous amount of heat. So these connectors are really, really good for putting through extremely high voltages and will resist any kind of heat.
People have been retrofitting that thing into the heated bed?
Yeah, some people have. So you can basically solder some wires to the bed, then hook up one of these connectors, and then solder the female end to the other to the actual cable. And so what that will allow you to do is basically continue to connect it and disconnect it. And we basically probably I could use like a Dremel and cut off the two end pieces where the positive and negative power go, because the data side, the temperature sensors and all that stuff are fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then what that would do is it would still give us the ability to connect and disconnect from the bed without having to desolder it each time. Though I don't know how much of an issue that is. Unless there's an issue with the bed or something like that, we're not really connecting it or disconnecting it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying to still give us that capability. But
Yeah, I don't like the idea of soldering directly to the connector on the bed.
yeah, I don't either. That was kind of my thing. I may run up to Hobbytown and see if I can find just some female connectors
Would we
up
need to
there.
put some higher gauge wires on there for the power?
No, it's not a problem with the gauge of the wire. Like I said, it was just the resistance. If we did go back with, like, if you had a replacement connector, a lot of people recommend even like wrapping the end in Kapton tape to try and reduce
The heat?
the heat and all that kind of stuff, and that it would basically but a lot of people have said they've replaced the cable 2 or 3 times. They've written Maker Industries and have gotten replacements, but the sort of the same thing just ends up happening. The other thing you could maybe do is try and use one of those sort of like whatever that solution you use to sort of, you can put it on RAM or like a video card or something like that. It almost looks kind of like nail polish, but it basically just increases the electrical connection. we might be able to do something like that to
Come on,
reduce
thermal
the.
paste.
No, it's not a thermal paste. It's a clear solution that you actually put on. It's kind of like the viscosity
Oh,
of.
kind of like a dielectric or what it's
Yeah,
called.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
silicone
exactly.
dielectric. I got you.
Right,
Okay.
and so that would reduce, you wouldn't have the connection being stressed by, the bed motion. Hopefully, if you could keep that
Mhm.
connection. But ultimately, though, I think unless you can find a connector sitting around that would be easy to use, my idea was just go ahead and solder in those Dean's connectors so that we wouldn't have to worry about.
But even if you
Um,
did have one, it might be better to use those higher capacity connectors.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of my thought too. So I'll go ahead and I'll find some of the female Dean's connectors, and then we'll just get it soldered up that way so that we don't have to we can put it to bed. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
So that's where that stands.
Pun intended.
But I saw that there's some new ducting, some plastic ducting. Are you guys working on trying to fix the ducting for the?
Yeah, I had Rich bring in the blower motor that he used before and the ductwork. So
Very
I'm
cool.
going to replace all that ductwork for the laser cutter so we get more airflow.
Cool. Yeah, that would definitely help.
Hmm.
There's been a couple times where it was like the vapors were pretty
Yeah,
gnarly coming off that thing.
it's been pretty bad.
But and then obviously next weekend we've got the founders sort of appreciation. We'll have pizza and drinks and everything for everybody, and sort of a little open house. So
By the way, I will not be there. Is tomorrow Friday? Yeah,
yes.
I will not be there tomorrow. Or I'm still down here. I'm now in St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I thought you were home already.
No, no, no. We're still down here in Florida, so I'll be back. We're leaving Saturday morning, so I should be back sometime Saturday evening.
Okay.
So have fun with all of that, and definitely talk us up good at this hackathon.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to getting to talk to the people at RSI as well as Sandy Stimson.
If I was there, I would be all over that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
Now, where is that at again?
It's at Cafe 615.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure what time when they're going to get their. I think it's going to be earlier in the day. They're going to get the actual. I think they're building a website for something.
I think they're
Um,
building a website for South Sounds or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
If I remember the
So
email.
yeah, so
But
the judging, I guess, begins at 4 o'clock. So I'll be getting over to Cafe. They told me to be over at Cafe 615, 3:30, 3:45. So I'll be over there at that point, and then uh, I'll give a rundown for everybody, kind of what went on and all that kind of stuff. And Dana actually sent me a link. They had a link or an article about it in AL.com today,
good.
and mentioned the maker space and everything. So
Hmm.
Yeah, I may try to come down there if I can get off work in time and just to
yeah,
see what's
dude.
going on.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. It'd be cool to have some other people there from the makerspace.
Hey, Patrick, did you see this post on Google Plus to the Makerspace account from Dawn Deputy?
Mm-mm.
She's the technology coordinator at Council Traditional School, and she's working with a group of fifth graders on a project about how 3D printing is helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And she says she knows that we're open in the evenings during the first half of the week, but was wondering if it was possible for them to come by on a Saturday morning. And she looks forward to seeing the shop. And I'd be that sounds kind of weird to have a bunch of fifth graders be available on a Saturday morning to come down to the shop. But I just thought since we're live, I'd bring that up.
I think it looks like from what she's saying, it looks like she would like to come down on a
I did
Saturday.
reply to her and tell her that we would sometimes, open on Saturdays. We use them for workshops and people working on projects. And how unusual I thought it was for fifth graders to come down there on a Saturday morning.
Well, yeah, I mean, if since we're already going to be there on the 18th, it might be good for her to come down next week because that'll be our open house, our member
Yeah,
appreciation,
I'll go
and
ahead and
all
send
that
her
kind of stuff.
do you see the post?
I do. I see it here. Yeah.
Yeah, what you want to post back to her and talk about the Saturday thing with
Sure.
member appreciation? And I don't know how we're going to feel about having some fifth graders there, but definitely, having her or some of the other teachers come by. Definitely.
Y- Yeah, I'll find out.
Yeah, if we could have her come by, I'd feel more comfortable with maybe taking one of the 3D printers to her school and doing
Right.
it there.
Right. Absolutely.
Then we're under their insurance.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Um, hear the ding.
Won't be on the call. Yeah, he will be up at Art Walk. Okay, that's Dana. Yeah, everybody hear the ding. Was that you replying?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it for me, guys. Brian, are you going to be at the art walk tomorrow?
I'm gonna try to stop by. I think I'm supposed to be down at Cathedral Square for the concert stuff.
Yeah.
But I think they're moving that inside to Alchemy, so I'm not exactly sure.
Supposed to be kind
Oh,
of late.
really? Yeah, my wife is working actually for the food bank. You know, they're doing the sort of nonprofit expose thing down there, but I wasn't sure. They're moving. She was told they were going to be moving inside the temple, I guess, but that may, they may be going a different direction than the music. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the music is going to Alchemy, and maybe the art stuff is going to the temple, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, man. If you can make a little stop by or something like that, definitely if you can make it over to the hackathon, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow sometime, Brian and Rick. Have safe travels, and I guess we will see you at the Founders Appreciation.
All right.
Sounds good.
All
I
right,
will
guys.
be there for that. So,
Yeah, definitely. Well, you guys take it easy and have a good night.
all right.
Thanks, you too.
Night, guys.